This is Light Talk, a light-hearted discussion on issues close to your body, mind, and spirit. Light Talk is brought to you by Bliss Oasis Ministries, a metaphysical arm of Bliss Oasis Africa, a counseling and life coaching company. You are invited to participate by sending comments or questions, writing them on the comments or description section below. Please subscribe and share. And now to the discussion, brought to you by Wanjiru Muthe and Patrick Ngugi. Welcome.
Hello and welcome to our first episode of our weekly Light Talk, brought to you by Bliss Oasis Ministries. And this weekly Light Talk, will be focusing on the three aspects of the human person. Mind you, we're not saying human, man, we are saying human person. Because to say man, my colleague there whom I'm going to introduce soon, will start wondering what you're talking about. Anyway, the three aspects are body, mind, and spirit, because a person is not complete if it's unbalanced. So that you have to have the three aspects in total balance, body, mind, and spirit. Because you see some people are so focused on the spirit until they seem like they're out of this world. The other who focus on their body, again, they feel out of place. And the others who focus on their mind, they have a lot of knowledge, they read a lot. So they also seem out of place. So we're going to discuss all that, but we shall be doing it on a light-hearted manner so that we make this as enjoyable as possible. I am your presenter, Patrick Ngugi, owner of Bliss Oasis Africa. I'm a writer, an author, and a poet. Sometimes I do write poetry. And my colleague here is Wanjiru Muthe. She's also a writer, and maybe some of you might have seen her elsewhere. And she will help me, or she'll be with me in this weekly podcast, talking about these three aspects of the person, body, mind, and spirit. Karibu sana, your other name, Felista. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick,
Wow,
for that
yeah.
introduction. Yes, we tend to forget that we are the Holy Trinity. Yeah?
Yes.
We ever thought that we are actually the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, quote
all
unquote.
In one. All in one. That is what we every
Yes,
time we yeah.
Okay. Yes, because we have the body, the mind, and the spirit. But I know that might be what I've just said might be taken out of context. But I think it's good that we learn to have a balance of the three aspects of the human, because they are very important. It's very important to have a balance. Most of the time we tend to focus on one side, like you have just said.
Yes.
Either you focus so much on the body, focus so much on the mind, focus so much on the spirit. But we're here to bring a balance, but you're not experts, you're just discussing.
Yes, we have to. And
yes.
Yeah, and again, this prayer which you are taught by Jesus, the prayer says that will be done on heaven as on earth as in heaven. That is bringing the aspect of heaven, mind, to the body, earth, and so on. But there's a lot we are going to discuss each week about these things. And today we want to introduce you. Okay, before you go there, I will ask you, if you haven't, well, you haven't, because this is the first time we are doing this. Please subscribe to this channel so that in future you keep on getting a reminder whenever we have a new program out, and also comment on the space below as about the things, the topics we are going to discuss about. And it's cold. You can see the way I'm dressed is in July. Oh, July is almost ending. July is almost ending, and again, hopefully August will bring some warm weather, particularly August tarehe 9 kutakuwa na joto kidogo, si ndio Felista?
Hiyo joto si joto mzuri.
So you don't
The
do-
Joshua you're talking about 9th August is not
Yeah.
so cute. But we wait eagerly, we see what happens. I hope people can remain peaceful
Yeah.
and vote wisely. Vote
And
wisely.
again, that is what we are talking about when we say we have to be balanced, because when it comes to
Yes.
election, we really focus too much on really the body. What can I eat? What am I
Correct.
going to benefit? Nitapata nini hapa and so on. So that sometimes we don't even think about the person we are electing, so long as amenipatia kitu ya tumbo ama kitu ya kuni benefit. So, and again, spirituality is also involved there, because we understand some, but in the negative side, because we understand some people go to witch doctors to nini, because when we talk about spirituality, we have to remember there is positive and the negative side of it. But those are all
People are actually fighting today because I don't know who said Christianity is not the only religion that should be thriving in Kenya. There's a lot of chaos that is happening, especially today in matters religion. So you do actually notice that the body, like you have said, the body is people are focusing on the body. What are you taking home
Yes,
from
yes,
these politicians?
yes,
Like
it's true.
the money, the food you're going to get that day.
Yes.
And then when one of the politicians touches on an aspect of spirituality, then there's an uproar on social media sites about, we certain, maybe Christians are being attacked in a certain way.
Yes.
There's a certain anger that is roaming over social media because of that. It shows the lack of balance between the mind, body, and the spiritual aspect of the human.
Yeah.
Or actually, as Kenya, you also realize that what the politicians are doing, they're actually playing with our emotions and our mind so much.
Yes.
This one comes and says this one is because they understand that we lack a balance in a very big way. So
In a big way. And again, if your religion, if we may call it religion, if it is the right one, why get bothered? Why get bothered if somebody says the other is better? If you are comfortable and you know yours is the right one, why bother? Just continue believing in it and everything is okay. So because the fact that they say there are others and others might be better than yours, I mean, it's up to them. I mean, hiyo ni shauri yao. So if you are comfortable, it means there's a sense of insecurity, because apparently anybody wants to tell you something that you don't believe in, it looks like a personal threat to you, which is not, because we are all independent and we're allowed to think the way we want to think. Kwa hivyo kama yako unakasirika nikikwambia yako si poa, you're not comfortable, you're not secure, you feel you are being challenged. And there are even some people who would fight you because they want to defend your God. I mean, they want to defend the God they believe in. I mean, does God need to be defended?
And that's the question, Googie. You wonder, is God that incapable that he has to send people to fight for him? Seriously, God cannot create this universe with its goodness and everything that exists here.
Yeah.
And the only thing he cannot do is defend himself.
I mean,
honestly,
doesn't make
like,
sense.
it doesn't make sense. So if you ever find yourself trying to defend God, sit back and ask yourself, what are you doing? God does not
What
need
are you doing? In fact, the greatest teacher and prophet, Jesus Christ, he said, the kingdom of God is not out there. It's not here or there or there. It's within you. Meaning, God is within you. So whenever you're trying to protect or defend God, you're actually defending your own way of thinking. So think about that.
Right.
Think about that.
There's something about religion that is very divisive, because when we are trying to compete, which is, let's say, for example, you subscribe to one type of religion and I subscribe to another, and we are trying to compete that this is better than this. That is division in itself.
Yeah.
And there's nothing good that comes from dividing. It's actually a strategy or a trick to rule.
Yeah.
And which was used by Wazungus.
Very well.
It's called divide and rule. So there are religion tends to bring about division, separation, and it breaks the unity that we should all have.
Yes.
And if you feel that, if you're at a point where you're feeling that I need to pull from this side and you pull from that side, that's the point where you sit down and actually look again.
It's true.
And ask yourself, is it benefiting me or what?
Yeah. And again, when you look at it again about the divisiveness, it's not here. We are not talking about Christians and against Muslims. Even if you look at Christians themselves, we are Protestants, Catholics. Okay, remove the Protestant, live with the Catholics. You go to a particular church, and members of that church, I'm not talking to all the churches, about all churches, members of that church, there's a division between the have and the have-nots. That if in a particular, what they call small cells or jumuiyas, the so-called poor people feel insecure or feel like they have this inferiority complex. Hawezi kwenda kutembea kwa nyumba ya mdosi sababu ni kwa matajiri. Na tajiri, cells you're supposed to visit each other's homes in some places. Some of them they meet compound, but others meet within the members' homestead. So unaona mdosi ajisikii kwenda kwa wale na kwa vile, so there's that kind of divisiveness.
Yes, it is very much present in churches. Yes, and it beats the essence of the church. The church is supposed to, even the teachings of Jesus Christ, for example. Jesus Christ was more of love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yes, and
if you cannot love your neighbor, irrespective of how your neighbor is, it doesn't matter whether your neighbor is rich, is poor, is whatever religion. If you cannot love your neighbor and you're calling yourself a Christian, I'm judging you.
Anyway, that's a long story, and I think we have a lot of stuff to discuss about as we go along. These viewers, as you know, is just the first episode of the weekly show that will be uploading on YouTube and also on Bliss Oasis Ministries Facebook page. So you better go there and like it so that you can follow us up regularly. And today, I don't know, we are going to discuss some laws. They are called forgotten laws, introduced or reminded us, or rather this guy called Bob Proctor reminded us of the forgotten laws. We are going to discuss on that. But before we go there, Miss Mode, there is something I saw in the newspaper this week where ladies are paying hundreds of thousands of shillings just to get a small facelift, nose, even bumps are being made to look better or bigger, and they're paying up to 500,000 shillings. I mean, is it that what we are talking about, focusing too much on the body?
Okay. First of all, you're saying ladies as if men don't do that.
I don't know. Okay. Whatever they showed in the press was just women. I
think people, there's a lot of insecurities and issues of self-esteem that has been existing for quite a long time now. And you find that people want to make their body as perfect as they have been told it should be. Remember, nobody knows what a perfect body is. No one has like a perfect body.
Yes.
Nobody knows what a perfect body should be like.
Unless they're told.
Because who came up with those metrics that a perfect body should be like? Who developed that? Because I can also develop my metrics and start preaching that.
Yes.
You can also do that. So there's a lot of insecurities around the perfect body, and people are actually buying it. Unfortunately, majority of the time, women are the victims. Majority of the time, and I think it goes back to the aspect of, like I have said, self-esteem. Also, the media has played a big role
Mm.
in influencing how we see and feel about ourselves.
Mm.
We think we are our body only,
Yes.
but we forget about the soul. There's a song that Beyonce sang, and she said that the body may look perfect, but what actually needs a surgery is the soul.
There you
It's
are.
the soul that needs a surgery.
There you are. There you
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
So I may have a perfect body, but is my soul perfect? Is my mind okay?
Yes, that's a question.
Okay.
That's a question.
Yes.
So if anything, people should be going for soul surgery.
It's the soul that needs a surgery, because if your soul is okay,
Yeah.
trust me, your body will just be perfect.
Your body will follow. And that is why that's what Jesus meant when he said, find the kingdom of God first. Find the
Right. Patrick, we've been going to church.
and everything else will follow. But then it's been misunderstood, because the kingdom of God, as we are told, he also told us it's within you. It's somewhere within you. This kingdom, you have to find it. And that is what I think what you call soul surgery. You find the kingdom, you do your own soul surgery, and then everything will come. I mean, you will realize your body is not that bad. You remember what happened
Your
to
body is
you
perfect.
remember what
Yeah.
happened to Michael Jackson as he grew up? He had a beautiful African type of body as a 12-year-old, but he continued improving it, changing his color, doing a nose job and so on. By the time he was transitioning, you could not identify him with his original pictures. And he was not happy. He was, I think, one of the most saddest pop stars by the time of passing away. Because I don't
I'm
think
not sure about. Okay.
yeah, he did well. We had to, at least the nose job was a plug surgery. The skin, I don't know. They said he had a rare disease, but
Yeah.
he
He
wasn't
had a rare disease.
he wasn't
That was
wasn't
what I was going to say, that he had a condition of the skin. That's why he decided to brighten the whole skin.
yeah.
But the nose, we don't know what was happening with the nose.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson may not be a very good example because he might have been a victim of that disease. I don't know about the nose
All
job,
right.
but so many people followed how he looks like. Akivaa glove moja, when you put on one glove, everybody puts one glove because they want to be like him. They want to dye his
Yeah.
hair on a kind of But do you know what's going through his soul?
That's the thing. That's the
Because
thing.
if you knew what
And
was
that's why
going
I
through,
say,
if you knew what was going through his soul, maybe you would not have liked
mhm.
to be like him. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's why I said media has a big role to play in
Yeah.
influencing people to conduct these kind of adjustments to their body.
Mm.
I also think the aspect of capitalism and consumerism has played a big role, because these days everything is a product of sale
Yes.
to consumers. And
Yeah.
what people forget is that consumers are human beings
Yes.
with a very emotional state of being. You understand? So if we start looking at people as consumers and clients and not human beings,
You're right.
then we can sell anything to them. But if we start looking at people as just human beings, we would not purchase things like happiness. Because happiness has been packaged as a product of sale. You're being told that you can only be happy if you have a perfect body.
Yes.
Then you go for that body, and then you realize, oh, happiness is not that.
Yeah.
It's not there. You get? You're told happiness is something else. They will package something and it will be sold to you and you will buy.
Yes.
The question goes back again to, where is your soul? Is your soul satisfied?
Yes.
Is your soul satisfied?
That is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the beauty standards is to have what do I say? A six pack, for example, for the guys. So we'll be out here mocking people who do not have a six-pack, making them feel horrible about themselves.
Yeah.
Then they will, so if that person without a six-pack is not grounded enough, they'll start looking for shortcuts to get six-pack. They'll start looking for harmful methods to get the, things like that. If it is for the ladies, they are told the hips are supposed to be a particular size. Sasa sisi wa Kikuyu tulikalia matope. Sisi wa Kikuyu, honestly, if we are not grounded enough, we'll start buying some kind of clothes I see along what do you call River Road.
Yes.
They have an extension of the hips, because they are feeling so insecure.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Facebook a while back, I used to write about my small behind, and I used to mock myself.
But how is small is small?
But for me, I used to do it out of criticizing the concept of making someone think that their whole existence is based on probably a small part of their body. So it goes back to how grounded are you?
Yes.
From within.
Yes.
From within. How grounded are you?
How
from
grounded
within?
you are.
But on the same note, I don't really judge people who decide to do any kind of facelift, any kind of body adjustment. I always support people to do what makes them happy. I do. But I seek people to actually go inside and find out if they are grounded properly.
It's true.
I would love people to go, and I would love someone to say, I want to do a facelift, not because I would feel more prettier with a facelift, but because I want to. I'm already okay, but if I add this, it's fine. Whether I have it or I don't have it, I'm okay. So being grounded.
Being grounded in the soul, in spirit, knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And if your soul still tells you that's where you should go, be happy.
Right.
But what we know about human nature, particularly when you're not grounded, you always know, or rather feel, that joy, happiness, bliss is out there. It's in food.
Correct.
It's in food, it's in books, it's in marriage, it's in children, it's in education, it is in getting a bigger car, it's in getting a big house. We feel when I get there, I'll be happy. But that is not the case, because each step you reach, you know, Africa, I'm not getting enough here. I'd rather try on that. And that's how we get men, I don't know about women, but men who are humanizers. After you've gotten one girl or one woman, 6 months later, because each time you feel there's something you're missing there. But what you're actually missing is a balance in your soul.
Correct.
Knowing yourself, and then after you've known yourself, stuff will start opening up. Because the way I understand it, when you are grounded, as you call grounded, you are open to the spirit, to the universe. And the universe, the spirit brought you for a particular reason. And that particular reason can only be found when you are grounded. When you are there, you are just getting into the way of God. God has a certain path he put you to play here. But ukikimbia unataka hujajua Mungu. So you get lost and you feel there's that thirst for more and more.
There's something called alignment, being aligned with what actually is supposed to be within you.
Yes.
And if you're not aligned, that's why you keep looking for things outside of you when everything is inside of you.
True.
Yeah. When you keep getting to the next goal, what happens is that there's always something bigger.
Yes.
There's always something else that you want.
Yes. And even when you are grounded, that feeling of something bigger, something grander will still come to you, but you'll now be directed. Right. You'll be now directed to those grander places you're supposed to go in the right way. Yeah, so that you start getting coincidences, you start getting, I want you to do this. And in fact, there's a book called The Surrender Experience. I'm going to share with you.
Okay.
When viewers, you're
All right.
interested, I can give you a link of the the surrender experiment, where this person surrendered to whatever was coming. He would be grounded and get ideas and first fight them, but then eventually he would follow. In total surrender, and he became a multi-millionaire. Kivyake tu, yani kusikiza.
Wow.
Yeah, kusikiza is a very interesting book. And yeah, tumeongea sana. We have, I think, let's introduce the laws briefly, the forgotten laws. So that this is for viewers, this is what we will be disseminating and talking about them in future episodes. But today we just want to introduce them briefly. And these laws were introduced, or rather, let's put it this way. They were unveiled by Bob Proctor, one of the well-known motivational speakers. He's late now. And I will just run through them, and then next episode, we will go one by one and discuss them, what it means. So the first law is the law of thinking. It says thought is energy. You are surrounded by the effect of your dominant thoughts. And in order to have a good life, think good thoughts. The second one is the law of supply. And it says everything comes from God. Since the entire life is to grow, the universe expands in all directions. There is no lack. Lack is only in your mind. So even you need to expand, and you expand by what we said, being balanced in all aspects of mind, body, mind, and spirit. Then we have what is very popular by many people. They know about the law of attraction. The law of attraction says, it says what you set your mind on most of the time, you usually attract. Then we will talk about the law of receiving, number 4. You must be ready to receive by giving what you feel you lack. In that way, you become the source of what you want, so that the infinite source or God can use you as a channel. Then we have 5, we have the law of increase. I will not give details, I'll just read them through because of time. So we have the law of increase, we'll talk about that. We have the law of compensation, the law of non-resistance. Number 8, the law of forgiveness. We have the law of sacrifice. We have the law of obedience. And finally, because the 11 laws, we have the law of success. And the law of success is, yes, the law of success is the universe was created with perfect precision. A seed germinates and grows into precision. Planets, all life move in precision and everything. It's just sisi binadamu, because of anxiety and insecurity, we start running out there, trying to control the world, while we know if we are grounded, everything will be fine. So those are the 11 laws, and we'll tackle the first one. That's the law of thinking in the next episode. Any comment from you, Wanjiru, before we start winding up, as far as the laws are concerned?
Okay, I think I have not. I was actually surprised that we have these laws when you shared them with me.
Yeah.
I only knew of the law of attraction like everybody else I know.
Yeah,
I'm sure most people have heard of the law of attraction because we like attracting beautiful things.
Yes, like nice bodies.
Yeah, like nice bodies.
Yes.
Yeah. But when you think of the fact that we have the law of thinking, that is where attraction actually starts.
Yes.
Before you get to law number, what I discovered about these laws is that before you get to law number 11, there has to be a beginning.
Yes.
There has to be a start.
Yes.
And the start is in your mind.
In your mind.
The law of thinking. This was very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because it says that thought is energy.
That is it.
Over the last few years, I've been into understanding the mind. And one thing that constantly keeps on coming up is that energy. your mind is the most powerful tool or organ in your body. Because if you're not in control of your mind, then you're creating some kind of energy that is not very good for yourself.
Yes.
So to realize that everything else starts from thinking, and the way we always think. We're always thinking. I don't know if everyone else is like me, but my mind is always running.
Yeah,
my mind
it's
is
true.
always
It's
on
true.
the road.
It's true, Anjiro. And we are almost like now discussing the first law, which will go in details in the next episode. But it's true, because without thinking, nothing happens for you.
Correct.
And everything, even the biggest building in Kenya, call it the KICC or whatever, the one in Upper Hill, there's a new one there. It started in somebody's mind. It wasn't there. It never existed. But it started in somebody's mind. He had an idea. He gave it to the architect, or whatever you call them, draftsmen. They draw the sketch, and then they give it to an architect. Mind you, it was all in the mind of somebody. It never existed. The architect now puts it on paper. Then the engineer brings the chuma, the pillars, the cement, na ilianza kwa akili ya mtu.
Thinking.
Now the hundreds of thousands of people employed in putting up that building, the people who manufacture the cement, they're now all involved. And it all started in somebody's mind. So thinking is very powerful, but positive.
It's a form of creation, actually.
Yeah, it's creation, and we have to think positively. But before we even start thinking, where does the thought come from? We'll discuss that next time. So viewers, we are at the end of the first episode of Bliss Oasis Ministries Light Talk. With me here is Wanjiro Move. And we hope you enjoy the program. And what do you think about it, Felista? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to see what our esteemed guest will say.
Sure.
We want to see what they probably think about the things that we'll be talking about. I mean, it's just the beginning, and we started it on a very light note, discussing the body.
Yes, and therefore they needed to put the comment. If it's on Facebook, put the comment on Facebook. YouTube, we're going to put on YouTube, put your comments, and from those comments, we'll be able to come back and respond and even bring you better presentation. And next program, we'll talk about the first law. That's the law of thinking, and we continue until we go further. So the last word, Wanjiro, before you close.
Karibuni sana. Or is it like horrible to tell people karibuni when you're finishing something?
Yeah, it's all right. Karibuni now and the next one. Thank you for coming anyway. Well, karibuni.
Anyway, I hope people can embrace a loving attitude towards each other. I mean, I like the teachings of Jesus when he says, love your neighbor as you love yourself, but start with yourself. Watu wajipende. Hapa nje watu hawajipendi.
That is where one of the laws is the law of forgiveness. You start with yourself, forgiving yourself first.
Right. Love yourself, take care of yourself, because if you are pouring from an empty cup, you're definitely not pouring anything. But if you have a full cup, you'll be able to love other people out there.
All right. So thank you very much, Wanjiro.
Thank you so much.
Here now, thank you for being with us in this first episode, viewers. Until we meet again in the next episode, God bless and may the force be with you. Kwaheri.
Bye.